So here we are, Tangle Tower. And let's go ahead and start it. It's, what's the time? 7:33? Yeah, I think so. Let's do it. Ooh. So I guess a few things of like, before we get into it, I'll give a bit more time for people to trickle in if they want to, is particularly the art style. The art style of this is absolutely gorgeous. It's incredibly unique, unlike a lot of other games that I've seen around. It is all drawn, and it's not trying to be realistic. It very much has its own cartoon style. And it is fully voiced, and I love the voice acting in it. Voice acting in it is superb. And, you know, I love a good murder mystery. And, you know, it's Halloween, so a little bit of murder. Well, Halloween month, spooky month. So a little bit of murder, but not too scary for my vibes. Honestly, I think Inscription was way scarier vibes than this is going to be. I think this is just more, like, quippy and a little bit, not noir, because it's obviously very colorful, but that kind of, like, the main character wants it to be a noir, but he's not. If that makes any kind of sense. But that being said, let's get into it. Let's solve a murder. The beginning. Tangle Tower. Mid-afternoon. Oh, so I guess this is the Tangle Tower. Murder. Yes, Trident murder. We know we all love a good murder. Lake's Edge. Okay, let's click on...
You ready, Sally?
Her name is Sally. Good to know. So this is our main character. And this is the sidekick.
Here for 7.5 minutes.
Okay, so Grimoire is our detective, our lead. Very cute aesthetic. Yes, Trident. And Sally is our... I don't know if sidekick is the right word. Accomplice. Our Watson. Who knows? Awful, terrible, needs more blood. Unfortunately, Trident. Unfortunately. I don't think there's any teeth in this one either.
Just checking.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on.
So I guess all we know is that a murder happened. I don't trust her or him. Shifty eyes, the both of them. I guess that's fair, Trident. I guess that's fair. I don't think there's anything shady going on, but you know, who knows? We'll find out.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
You think you recognize the voice actress? Ooh, maybe. Okay, we have our case file. There's always something shady going on. That's very true. Maybe she... Well, no, wait, no. Maybe she faked her own murder. Maybe that's the twist. There's not a murder at all. Let's see here. Murder victim, Freya Fellow, 19. Died was painting a portrait of Flora Fellow, 58. Location, Flora's tower. Flora was present as she was posing for portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. Did Flora just stab her then? That sounds like a pretty open and shut case. Tangle Tower. A small painting on a scrap of paper. A few notes have been written on the back. Nowadays it goes by Tangle Tower, but it's actually a pair of towers connected by a mansion at the base. It is surrounded by a circular lake. The water is an unusual mix of colors. The lake is enclosed by sheer pale cliffs. They're too steep and smooth to climb. Tangle Tower is currently home to both the Fellow family and the Pointer family. Okay, so we don't got a lot to go on. So Freya, so she's the one who died. Okay. Flora was present as she was posing for port. This sounds like a very open and shut case, but I guess we're gonna find out all the wibbly wobblies. Too steep and smooth to climb sounds like a challenge to me. True enough, Seafoam, true enough. I guess that's to say they don't think anyone got in or out. What else have we got?
It's the little boat we used to cross the lake.
Okay.
It's the only way on or off the island.
Mm-hmm. Right, because the cliffs are too sheer. Okay.
What a comforting thought.
Alright. Got some birds.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Doot, 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 doot.
Please don't do that.
I know, the butler did it. We don't even know if there's a butler trident. It can't always be the butler. Sassy Buns. Indeed, she seems to be Miss Sassy Buns. Do we got anything
I
else?
tied the boat up to the mooring post, so it'll stay put.
There's always a butler. I suppose, Trident.
For now. Probably.
Loving the confidence.
That's such an expression. Alright, we gotta all take turns being quippy here. I'm being quippy, chat's being quippy, and these two are being quippy.
The ground's moist, but it's not muddy.
Hmm.
Wonder how often it rains here.
I cannot believe how exciting this murder investigation is already.
You're not being quippy? Are you sure, Seafoam? Are you sure? Yeah, but you're the best? I suppose, Trident.
The ground's moist. Wonder how
I cannot believe how exciting.
What's this?
are they?
Wind chimes. Silent, wooden wind chimes.
That's not weird at all.
Mountains.
Nope. They're too steep and too smooth to be mountains. They're more like cliffs.
Whatever they are, they go all the way around the lake, like a barrier.
Okay, how about this
That's a
water?
big lake.
It's kind of purple. Looks poisonous.
I think it's just water.
Yeah. Water with poison in it.
No, you know what? I'm with him. Purple water, weird. Then again, I don't know the rules of this universe.
Do you think anybody's watching us from one of those windows?
Maybe. Let's wave just in case.
No, don't shame Seafoam. Seafoam's not being that quippy at all. Oh, this is gorgeous, though, and the ambience is nice.
It's a garden, I think. It's currently far away.
We could walk closer to it.
Ready when you are.
Okay, I think I've discovered everything I need here. Always watching. Oh, goodness. But I think...
It's just an archway, but it seems a little ominous. Like walking through it might give you bad luck.
Too late. So, who do you think did it?
Sally, you know full well we haven't met a single suspect yet. We haven't even been to the crime scene.
Still, I reckon I've got it all worked out.
If you say the butler. Ah, okay. Oh, little chibi forms of them. That's cute. Okay, so that's how we get around. And we're going to uncover all of this. That's a lot of game. I dare say that's a lot of game. All right. I don't know what the runtime is on this. Like the average runtime. Listeners, is my prime directive to see Seeds of Chaos. There we go. I can read. I can talk. Fair enough, Trident. I won't stop you. Okay, the gardens. Got an egg?
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
I think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
Fair.
is that?
Hawk?
Hawk. Bear. Lizard.
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
That sounds about right, I suppose.
This is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
Well, I don't know what's strange for your world yet.
It's full of the same weird water that was in the lake.
Trident, you can sow seeds of chaos, but please do not attack my sea foam. I need my sea foam. Does very important duties for me.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
It's a cassette tape.
Cassette tape?
Or it used to be.
Woohoo, we have found our first piece of evidence. Come at me, you overgrown fork! Goodness, both of you fighting. Okay, damaged tape. The cassette tape has been damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible. Okay, we have our first little bit. How about this?
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster.
Oh, you know, Diamond doesn't really.
Playing a harp.
Mm-hmm.
Playing a harp. Hang on a second.
Look closer. Oh.
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
Hmm. Fair enough, and it's 4, so it would take a while to brute force it.
Let's come back later.
Yes, we come back
Let's
later.
do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Okay. An old weather statue of an amphibious creature holding a large harp. Symbols are engraved on each of the harp's 4 columns. Okay, so we have to find symbols. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I'm not even going to read out all of you two's banter. Goodness. Oh, I like that it tells you when you can come back to something. Ah, you two.
It's a bandstand.
Bit small for a bandstand.
It's a one-man bandstand.
A one-man bandstand. Ooh, little feeties.
His little stone feet.
Seems a bit superfluous.
It's design.
You're superfluous.
Indeed, indeed.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
No.
Spooky. What do you think it's
I
for?
think it's
Is it
just-
working?
No.
Okay. I love you too, Trident.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to say too quiet.
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
Oh, I like her.
That must be Tangle Tower.
Okay, I suppose we move forward. If we're allowed. We are allowed, okay. Okay.
Little bird feeders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for the birds in the bird bath.
How do you know they're for birds?
Ooh, what's
An
this?
envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
No, definitely.
But we're detectives, it doesn't matter. We have the law on our side. This envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. So, the combination is on the other sheet. Do I not get to see the back of it then? Or is that part, whatever the combination was, has been taken out of the letter, I suppose? You don't think they have the law on their side, Seafoam? Fair. I suppose I don't know if they're independent or not. This game is sassy. It is indeed a sassy kind of night. I agree with you, tried and very, very sassy night. Ooh, an R.
Start to move if we try to go inside.
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
I often feel silently judged. A bell?
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not?
Ooh, very pretty doorbell.
It's a little melody. Oh.
What?
Oh, there's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah, Tangle Tour.
Twir. Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do we try to go inside then?
It's locked.
Yeah, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
The music in this is really fun. It is! I'm loving it. It's a lovely experience.
A path leading towards the stone square.
Okay, so then do we get our choice? Yes, we can go inside. That's quite a big square. Let's go around the outside first. See what we can get going.
First.
Oh, nope. Never mind.
Top of the west tower, I think.
Never mind. Decided for me. We're going inside. I wonder if there's cutscenes in this. Ooh, water.
It's a big glass tube filled with water.
Indeed it is.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
So it's an aquarium.
It's an aquarium?
Yes!
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it. Anymore.
It could just be a water terrarium. That doesn't have to be fish or snails or whatever.
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Well, I don't know. One's round, one's diamond-shaped. There could be something going on there. Ooh, that's
We should
pretty.
try and be finished before it gets dark. No pressure.
So are you hired then?
A big letter F.
Of course. Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
Oh, right. The Freyers and the Pointers. Right. Right. Two families living
What is that?
in here.
I think it's a family tree.
Look closer. Okay, so we have the Pointers and we have the Fellows. Okay, so they did come together. It's not just two random families coming together. All right, let's read them out. We have Lord Fellow and Lady Fellow, Lord Remington and Lady Remington, Lord Pointer and Lady Pointer. Remington's not represented. Interesting. We have Selena Stonetop. That's lovely. Flint Fellow, Felix Fellow. And we have Percival Pointer and Buck Brackleg. Brackley. Lee, that's not a G, that's a Y. Pandora Pointer, Penelope Pointer, and Poppy Pointer. They're like alliteration, these families. Except the Remingtons. The Remingtons went a little bit more normal. We have Flora Remington, Primrose Remington. Oh, right, so Felix Fellow and Flora Remington, and she's Flora Fellow currently, as noted by the case file. So she did marry and took his name. And then they had Fiona Fellow. And Freya Fellow is our murder victim, who's over here. So it's a distant aunt situation, seems like. So we have Emily Everstone and Flint Fellow making Fitz Fellow. We have Felicia Fellow and Damien Dusk making Freya Fellow. Primrose Remington and Percival Pointer making Poppy Pointer. And Buck Brackley and Pandora Pointer making Penelope Pointer. So at least at first glance, the pointers aren't really involved in this. I guess we'll find out. So much alliteration, indeed. Fun names to say, though. I think my favorite is probably... Percival Pointer. It's got good consonants in it. Okay, so then since... Oh, wait. Oh, also 2 doors.
A door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
It's not locked.
It's not locked.
Stairs.
Stairs indeed.
Stairs.
Stairs. Indeed. Indeed. I like how you're saying making as if they were colors blending together. Well... I mean, in a way, it's color-coded.
I think it's a family tree.
It's color-coded. The fellows looking very yellowish. The Remingtons being green, the Percivals being pink. It makes sense. Makes sense. I'm not wrong for saying that. Okay, so then... Do we have our pick of things? We don't have our pick of things. We gotta just go up. Up, 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 up.
Let's head to the crime scene first. It's at the top of the west tower, I think.
Can we... Oh! We can pull the map. That's what it was saying to do. Okay, okay. Alright, we go. Flora's Tower.
Let's take a look at that painting first.
Okay, fine. The painting.
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
Freya was unable to finish the painting as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood. So I'm wondering what they mean by that. Do they mean the prop knife in the room was found to be covered in blood? Or do they mean this red right here is not red paint but is blood? Either way, I still say it's...
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
So there's a little bit of a cutscene. They mean that the red is blood. Okay. Calling it now, I think that's a feather? A feather? You think what's a feather? Okay, so... Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
That's not a complete sentence.
Oh,
You
wait.
still need to choose 2 straight thoughts and put them into the slots.
Sorry. I don't think she was painting a knife. I think it's a feather, and they're assuming a knife because of the blood. Ah.
Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Change one thing?
Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with red paint because it stabbed Freya. Nope.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Flora's portrait. Flora's portrait?
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it stabbed Freya.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here? Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
Oh, and that's okay. Okay, and we're officially in it now. I guess that was the prologue. Alright, our boy is dumber than we thought. Or, this world is a lot weirder than we thought. I'm going with dumber than we thought, though, because Sally certainly didn't think it was possible for a painting to stab someone. So, okay, so the painting does have blood on it. That's what we know. We don't have blood anywhere else, apparently. Or at least that's what it made it seem like. Interesting. Welp. I suppose we talk to a main suspect.
Flora Fellow?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
Okay. Shrimp tail hair. I suppose shrimp tail hair, yes. It does have that look about it, yeah. Honestly, I noticed her nose and lack of bottom lip more than I noticed that, but you know, you're not wrong, Seafoam. Okay, so we're making questions now? Oh, encounter.
Flora Fellow?
Okay, so we did that. Yes.
I'm sure you're still Did you witness?
Nothing.
Okay, so we did that.
Sure. She's entitled.
Now.
Giraffe neck? Also very giraffe neck, you're right.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora?
Oh,
I
considering.
don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. This woman looks like a bong. Oh my god! Well, just because she's a giraffe. That doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
Was this something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried. Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya?
Ooh, we spears.
She's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible?
Trident, you're just being silly now. You're just being silly. Okay. So what else do we have in the room? We have this.
Is that an egg?
Another egg.
An egg with bird feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's also covered in gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
Not a completely ordinary object.
No.
I think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
Swap the positions of the gem. Rotate the egg to see a clue on the back. Okay. What's the clue? I have no idea. Is that what it wants it to look like? Seafoam loves your mind, Trident. Good for her, because I question it. Love you. Your mind goes places. Love you, though. Oh, goodness, goodness, Trident, goodness. So... Die, no what? Okay, so we have green and red. There. And there. No. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Oh, hang on. This might be a lot harder than I thought. It just goes places sometimes, Trent. I still love the rest of you. It's fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. So wait, this is not actually a mirror in the traditional sense. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, well, we have this isolated. So we need long 90-degree angle short. And the long 90-degree angle short. So we need... Oh goodness, we need purple on the short and yellow on the long. So we have that. And then we have long trapezoid short. A long green short trapezoid is red square. So we have that. And who is super long? Super long one bend. Super long one bend. So purple on the short side. And then blue on long. Yes? I think. Oh goodness, what else do we have? The pinks are long, short, short. So long, short, short. Is this here? Yes. So we have that one, we have that one, we have that one, we have that one. What is this one? Big square little bits. Big square little bits is green and yellow. Where are we? Which one is the green on that? The edge. The edge, and then we need the yellow. And that's where that should be. So then we have... The last one is red dip blue. Right? Red dip blue? Yes.
No, that was it.
Nice work.
Whew, that took a little bit of... That took a little bit of mind bending, but we're okay. We got through it. We got through it.
Did it unlock? What's in there?
That's correct. Thank you. It is correct. You're amazing. My mind is broke to it. That's all right, Sifa.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. And empty eggs are a clue, right?
Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is a soft velvet-like material. The egg is supported by a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws. Okay. Ooh, cracked gramophone.
I think so. except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
Tape deck! Tape!
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
Gramophone. It plays cassette tapes instead of vinyl records. It's pointed towards the middle of the room. There's a noticeable crack running through it all the way from the horn down through the tape deck. So we can't play anything in it, I think.
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is. Ink.
To Freya. The cassette tape also has a crack down the middle. There's a handwritten message on the label that says to Freya.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Yes, let's do it. Try it. With this one? Music? Piano?
It's piano music.
It's a recording of piano music. It plays for a short while before stopping. Okay. But this. It sounds like someone writing, maybe? Okay, there's also humming. Morse code, you think? Oh, maybe. We found it in water and it almost sounds like it's underwater.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
So according to someone walking outdoors, a distorted humming melody can be heard. Okay, well, we did that.
Freya's painting supplies.
Mm-hmm. Small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, black, and white paint. The glass pots are all cracked down one side. I wonder if it was fascinating? It is fascinating. So everything, we have a lot of cracks going on. All one side down the center. I wonder if something, like a sound maybe? A sound weapon? Could have, like, stopped a heart and then cracked all of these things.
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Supposedly.
Chance to clean her brush.
Aww. Okay, the palette has a variety of paints loaded onto it. The largest is a blob of black in the middle. The paintbrush is still covered with dried red paint.
Freya's painting supplies.
Okay. So we have that. And the outline.
The outline of Freya Fellow. Looks like she fell onto her back. There's a single patch of blood, right in the middle. No real signs of a struggle.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right up by the canvas.
So?
So she was probably standing really close to the canvas when she fell.
Let's check the case file again.
Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. Yes? I don't think there's really anything else to be gleaned from that. How about this?
Half the room is a big open window.
I don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like the sudden absence of wall.
I'm telling you, I think it could be sound. Sound gets blasted in through here. Although it should have then come right through her. But I do think probably the murder occurred Assuming it wasn't just Flora stabbing her, which is far too simple for a murder mystery game. But like, yeah, a gun maybe? A paintball? Who knows? Something coming through here? Could be, could be.
A bunch of old books. Covered in dust now, but they look well read. It's so dark back there.
Somehow the sunlight doesn't seem to be making it very far into the room. We're at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
No, you're right. It definitely looks like a hollow ceiling. Like someone can go up further. Okay, can we leave now? We can leave now. Okay. You know, I think maybe we go outside first. It's also an eye on the ceiling. Yes, it's obviously an eye on the ceiling, but I also think it's a hollow ceiling. Oh, we have a person. All right.
Whoa. Nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick, Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
Ooh.
You're not on the Freya fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do.
Huh. So then I guess opposing members of the family had different detectives? Interesting. I wonder why.
It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
I ship it. I ship it. Sally, go get it. Go get it. I would.
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window. Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
You like it? I like it too, Seafoam. So then, okay, so it wasn't two opposing detectives hired to investigate the murder. She's investigating something else entirely. So maybe whatever she's investigating, the murder was to cover it up? Potentially. Although that's bad planning on the murderer's part. You have a detective already on scene, so you're just gonna have a murder? It's sloppy. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Although I do find it very funny. Inside job could be Seafoam. I do find it funny, though, that you have a detective for some sort of case, who knows what, undisclosed. A murder happens on your private property, secluded private property, where there's only a finite number of people who could have done it. And you're like, rather than hire this fellow later on to investigate it, no, we'll bring in another stranger to try and solve this murder. That's a choice. It's certainly a choice. Maybe someone doesn't trust her. Maybe she's untrustworthy. Who knows? Trident, you like that she's sharp? She looks spiky like me? Indeed, very spiky. Honestly, it's giving me a bit traffic cone. I won't lie. Is she looking for tax fraud? Ooh. She doesn't do murder investigations. Could be. Could be some tax fraud. They're wealthy people. Maybe she's looking for an affair. Could also be an affair. Not at liberty to say. You know, I think I'm gonna go more towards Seafoam. I think it's tax fraud more than an affair. I think so. Traffic cone.
Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
Okay, so we just got a lot of information out of that. Someone shot a knife from the other tower and it hit her. Ian, I'm telling you, I think it might have been Seafoam. I think that might be what we got going on here. But I don't think it was just one projectile. Otherwise, why all the cracks? Maybe several? Something got thrown from the other tower. But so what we learned from that is yelling in the Fellows Tower. Trident, you know what? She's a professional. She's not paid to deal with this. Whatever it is, she's not paid to deal with it. She's got her own business. And I respect that. But so the professors seemed to be more aware than anyone else that something had gone wrong. They did also tell her to, yes, Seafoam. So she listened to her clients as well. So the professor knew to run up to the tower. Like, yes, they heard screaming and a scuffle. Well, not a scuffle, but sounds. Something falling. And the professor immediately knew to go from that tower to the other one, implying he knew something, saw something, who knows. We don't know how many windows are like facing each other in between the two towers. And then Penelope, at the very least, saw the professor be upset, if not was directly involved. And then we have the gardener. Still no alibi. For who? No alibi for her? I mean, it sounds like it. At the very least, we have several people seeing that she was at the bottom. But so she seems to be pointing towards the gardeners. Emotions as being weird. But, you know, hired man. Doing his business. I don't really blame him for not being emotionally involved. Unless he's also a member of the family. It's unclear if he's just hired help or part of the family. And that is just simply his job. Yep, she was alone. Even if she was told to hide, she could be lying. Fair. I don't think it's her, though. She's a professional. She could be covering her tracks. Fair enough. Something to keep in mind.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
Weird. Big mushroom.
Ever see a mushroom that big before?
Not in real life. A pointless little stone tower.
I don't know. Might be a good hiding place.
Want to play hide and seek?
I could be persuaded.
Still may not be here, but that doesn't mean she's being forthcoming. No, she's not being forthcoming. At the very least, she could be covering up for whoever hired her. Definitely a potential.
It's a sea serpent, turned into stone by a wizard.
Ah, if you say so. What happened to its head?
Beheaded by the same wizard.
Is that just supposition, Sally, or do you know that? Okay, so that's the house, because that's the guy.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one, too.
Okay.
A giant glowing gemstone full of plants.
AKA a greenhouse.
Okay. So what else have we got? So we can go this way. And that's the only other outside bit. And it's the greenhouse. Oh, he's scary looking. Oh, look at him glaring at us. So big, so tall, so imposing. Oh my goodness. Let's talk to him.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry. Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
I don't know.
You can't just ask people why they're tall. So this is Fitz. Okay. Alright. He is of the family. He is. He is. So he's not just hired help. So he's a fellow. So then, theoretically, he should have cared a little bit about her death, you would think. You love him, Seafoam. He's very big. You know what? I'm gonna say it. His shoulders. I'm gonna say it. It might be a little bit controversial. I'm gonna say it. He looks like a bottom. Doesn't he? Closed off posture. Doesn't want to make direct eye contact. Shy. Like, I think. Yes, I'm glad you agree, Seafoam. I'm glad you agree.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
Caring, not necessarily. He's a gardener. Plants are greater than people. Also totally a bottom agreed. Thank you, Trident. I'm glad we're all in agreement. So yeah, so he likes plants a lot. Weird things in the water. Causes weird plants and potentially weird people. And he doesn't get paid to do this, it's just his very own special little interest. Okay. Okay. I like it. You know what? Totally absolved. I don't think you're involved at all. I think you're just a big softy. Just a big softy with his plants.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
Okay. Why bother mentioning Penelope came to visit you if it's not of note? If it just happens all the time? We'll put a pin in it. Penelope comes to visit him. Okay. Statement.
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
Okay.
I thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Okay. So we just corroborated Hawkshaw's story. So that's good. And it sounds like he was too in shock, really? Or was feeling helpless? So that could have been why he wasn't emoting too much from Hawkshaw's statement. Makes sense. Kicked the door down. Interesting. Although it looked like in the room there was a trapdoor. So it's interesting to say that he kicked the door down. It could just be artist style. I'm potentially reading too much into that. But okay, so he had Poppy with him. So if Poppy can corroborate that part of his alibi, then he's totally solid. And Professor came in right afterwards. So that part of Hawkshaw's is matching up. And then everyone else coming in later. And as far as we know, everything matches so far. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with that.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
We'll do later. I want to check out here first.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Potted fruit. A potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is an unusual blue color. Alright. What this?
It's bigger in here than I thought it would be.
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening.
True. Bug!
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
I don't think so, actually.
All the flowers here look kind of poisonous.
Can flowers be poisonous?
Anything can be poisonous.
And sometimes things are venomous.
Good to know.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
And he's quite a bit taller than both of you.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Oh, does it? Oh, ho, ho, does it? Okay, what else have we got? We got this.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so we have characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And, okay. Cool. Are these going to be saved somewhere? Greek letters. Those inches matter. Trident. Shush. Okay.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Did we write that down? We should have written that down. Oh, so we have this. Okay. So Emily Everstone and Flint Fellow is his father. No direct relation to either of these two. Freya. Trident's right and she should say it. I suppose. So Freya, daughter of Felicia and Damon, who we haven't met yet. Detective Hawkshaw, no relation to anybody. Floor Fellow, Lord Remington father, Richard Remington brother, Primrose Pointer sister. Okay. Okay. Is anything suspicious about Flora? Currently in Flora's tower. Oh, so we have where they went. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Figuring things out. Okay, so where else can we go? Gonna take a quick pause here, just to put on some chapstick, drink some water, have a little breaksy. It is an hour and 14 into this. If y'all wanna have a little breaksies yourself, just a tiny one. Overall, really liking it so far. Really liking it. I like the murder case, although it seems very straightforward, unless you just presume that Freya had absolutely nothing, or Flora had nothing to do with it. Which is an odd idea to have, but you know. I guess we're going with it. Water break, indeed. Oh, water break, stretch break. Straighten the posture. Cute game? Yeah, cute game. Loving the voice acting in it. Okay, so he's a fellow, so which one of these is probably his room? Can we guess? Well, can we go here? Oh wait, is this the library? Yeah, I think. It is, because that's where Aksha came from. And we have a person in it. It's straightforward for now, but I bet there's a twist. I bet the twist is she's not dead. I'm gonna call it. I don't think she's actually dead. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's what I think. Don't have to read so much, true, but I do like reading. But I do like listening to people as well. It's fun. Okay, what have we got here?
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
Fair.
Books about geography.
Skip.
Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Interesting to have a whole section of those.
Well, theoretically, there's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh.
Alright.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
Oh shoot, what is entomology? Hang on, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Well, wait, will it tell me?
I guess somebody dropped it.
A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
And is entomology the study of words? Is bugs? Entomology is bugs. Okay, so that's where that book goes. Makes
I guess
sense.
somebody dropped it.
Right down from there.
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Makes sense if you're trying to figure out what's going on in the world. Etymology is words. Ah.
Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
I agree.
Books about birds.
Birds. Love good birds. And bad birds. Love birds of all kinds. Birds don't have morals.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're the shelves are half empty kind of person.
Oh,
I
shush.
knew this already.
Books about nature?
Okay. What about this one?
It's an illustrated book about birds.
Birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica, pictured. At the Seafoam, I think you were right. That looks to be a feather. And the feather looks like it could be a blood-covered knife. You said you called it. And also, these look like the little baby birds in the bird bath. I don't think we've seen any plants that look particularly like this, but I could be wrong. And if Freya's, for whatever reason, really passionate about these birds, could have been holding the bird. The bird is a murderer, and they're covering up because they don't want to kill the bird. The bird got too touchy about Freya looking at it. Freya looked at it too long. It attacked. Okay, case closed. Bird is a murderer. And birds don't have morals, so it can't be put on trial.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
I swear I've heard her before. She sounds incredibly familiar. Bird murd? Indeed, Seaphone. Indeed, some bird murd.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Is that Entrapta? Entrapta from She-Ra? Or is it just all girl nerds sound the same? It could be all girl nerds sound the same. But I'm thinking might be. Seafoam, do you want to look that up for me? No, but it sounds a bit like someone doing a Peridot impression. Minus the nasality. Potentially. Seafoam, you want to look it up? You want to do some IMDb? I just don't want to spoil anything for myself. Not that I think she actually has anything to do with it. Also, I gotta know. So that's her eye. Roger Dodger. Thank you, Seafoam. So that's her eye. That's a bun. These seem to be bangs. What? Where is the rest of her face? Are her goggles on over her hair? Like, is the hair over the goggles? I just really I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Because with the eyes closed, it looks like that's where the ear placement should be, and then the eyes are like right here. But no, that's her eye. It's very strange to me. Also, I can't tell if she is... Are those her arms? Are those her sleeves? Is she a Frankenstein? She's like a flounder, side eyes, truly. But is she also a Frankenstein? Or does she just have patchwork coat on? Because there's a patchwork, so this could also be patchwork. But it also looks like that could be the end of the coat there. It's like a short sleeve coat. And then she has Frankenstein arms. I think I think it's just a patchwork coat. It's a very interesting design, whatever she's got going on.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
I didn't even realize that was her nose. I thought she had a cut in her bangs. Oh. Okay. That's her nose. So, and, okay. Okay, so nose, mouth, and then eyes are just all the way over here. It's still a hell of a choice. I think you were right, though, Trident. I think it is patchwork coat. She's a pretty prolific video game and anime voice actress, it looks like. The first one I recognize her from is Comey Can't Communicate, but I'll keep looking. Ooh, I also watched Comey. Very good show. Off the top of my head, I can't think of who she voices, though. Well, thank you, Seafoam. I appreciate you.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes. However, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh.
Baby cakes. Baby cakes! Goodness! Very interesting character design, it is. Oh, baby. So we know Poppy was with... What? Fritz? The gardener? Poppy was with the gardener. Which is why she couldn't be with Fifi. And Fifi was heartbroken and crying, which is so sadly pathetic. You want pie? Fair enough. Banana pie sounds lovely, it does not sound lovely. Don't care for banana. Don't care for banana one bit. Pumpkin, though, 'tis the season. I could go for pumpkin pie. Ooh, nice warm pumpkin pie. Little bit of whipped cream as well. Ooh. Ooh. I have no idea if this exists. But you know how there's like s'mores pies? What if, go with me, pumpkin as a halfway layer, and then layer of marshmallow, bake it, get it all nice and fluffy, and then torch it and get a nice crisp top on it. Oh, that sounds lovely. I have no idea how feasible it is. I don't know if there's a recipe for it, but I want that now. I want the object of my desire. And potential creation. I have no idea how to go about any of that, and regardless, I don't have a torch to do it. I'm a genius? Thank you, Sifa. Thank you. But yeah, pumpkin and marshmallow, I think. I don't know if I've had that combination before. But I should. I should have. I feel like it would go. Go as good as pumpkin and whipped cream. Trident, why do these streams always make you want desserts? I don't think it's my stream specifically. I think it's just Friday night and you want a little treat, you know? Like pumpkin and marshmallow. Your desire is my command. Oh? Trident, are you going to make a pumpkin and marshmallow pie? I can figure this out for you. Oh, thank you, Trident. Thank you. I leave it in your much more capable hands. I am not a pie maker.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Oh, goodness.
She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Okay. Cozy space after a long day? Aww. Well, that is exactly what I do these streams for. Have a cozy little library moment in the comfort of your own home. Okay, so Fifi is why we know it's blood. Odd. So the paintbrush had red paint, but the painting had blood. So who put the blood on the painting? And only in that spot? Who had the time? Because it sounds like Fitz and Poppy were first into the room after Freya. I feel that I always bring a snack in with me when I cozy up for these. Aw, I'm so glad you two are being cozy. Aw, that pleases me greatly. Being cozy while contemplating murder. It's exactly what I want to do. It's exactly what I am doing. I'm cozy in my own little way. With my setup. And lovely music. Absolutely lovely music. I think this is my favorite of the tracks so far. Okay. The best way to contemplate murder. Truly, truly, truly. So, Poppy left the room to get Fifi. Specifically. Why would she leave to get Fifi specifically? To test the blood? But how do they even know to test the blood? Her bandana eye is still creeping me out. It is. It's odd. Okay, so I have suspicions about this. Not that she did it. But her alibi is not quite making sense to me. She's the most suspicious to me right now, other than obviously, Flora herself. Okay, we have what we need.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Cool.
Can't
Fantastic. What else do we have? Well, we know this is Fifi's room. I think Poppy is way more sus. True. True, true, true. But we haven't talked to Poppy yet. Fifi has a very cute room.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
Okay.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
Maybe a vape. Aw, he was hurt by that.
It looks like a microscope. A big one.
Can I touch it?
Ooh, yes please. Let's look at it.
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
Horizontally slide the 4 magnifying lenses to the correct position. How am I supposed to know what the correct position is? Spot? Oh no, too many. Too many.
I guess that's wrong.
The 4 lenses all have different magnification strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So they must each have a specific position along the rail.
Okay. Is it a bunch of fingerprints? Potentially. Oh, wait, am I trying to make this? Oh, I'm trying to make... How do I make that? Okay, hang on. I am trying to make this shape happen. How do I do that? I don't actually have a clue. Big magnification on the smaller bits and vice versa? Potentially? Okay, we're gonna come back to this one because I am lost on this one.
Just gonna rest my brain.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Clue for another time.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
Pythagoras.
I've not heard of that band. Are they any good? Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
Yeah, they don't really fit with the aesthetic of the rest of the room.
Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite beneath me. Thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Oh, hey, we're already there. Interesting that we're already here. I guess you did see us from the window, though. Okay.
Looks like Fitz.
Who's that?
Not sure.
That's the professor. This is Penelope.
Is that?
No idea. That's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that, do I?
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking.
Fair. Fair. I also have an angry face when I think.
It does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this? It's Detective Hawkshaw.
So what have we got going on here? We're connected.
Arrows connecting all the different suspects.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
No, maybe not. So, 2 of us are connected. Fitz and Poppy connected, which is fair. They said they were together. Hawkshaw and the professor. Dude, he looks perpetually upset, like someone put salt in his coffee. Potentially. Those 2 were the first point of contact when the accident happened. And then these 2 also together, which Hawkshaw did mention. And then Flora and him, and I forget who he is. Interesting.
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works.
Ah, maybe it
Did
does.
you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
Fair, but she probably doesn't suspect herself.
That's a whole lot of books. A new suspect. Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
I'm just imagining Sally like holding the bear up to her face to do that. That's an interesting little voice note there. Alright. Okay, can we go across yet? We can. Freya's room. Okay. Our murder victim's room. Ooh, with a slightly swaying light. That's not ominous at all.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days. That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Photo of painting. A small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. Okay, so clearly it was taped to something and then taken off.
Painting supplies.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Okay, well, painting
Brushes,
supplies.
Pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
Okay, plant.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight. A
This.
pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate.
Fair. Buggy.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
We did see a handsome beetle somewhere. In the greenhouse? Potentially.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either. Do you think this was
I don't know.
windows either?
Hmm.
And there's no natural light in here at all.
I like it.
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
I agree.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
A drawing of a man standing with a woman in a garden. He's holding a red rose. A drawing of Fifi. And a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw. So these two are definitely in love. Potentially love triangle. Or Fifi's just sad about not being near Poppy. This must be very recent if Hawkshaw's only been there for 5 days. Okay. And it seems like the Primroses, the Fellows, and the Pointers are 3 distinctly separate families. They just happen to be living together in one mansion on a secluded island together for some reason. So maybe it doesn't matter that these two are in love? Or at least are distantly enough related that it won't matter? I think. Who knows?
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
We can check that family tree. I think we probably will.
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Okay. So what do we have so far? Not a whole lot. Okay. I think we have everything we need in here.
Did Freya paint those animals on her ceiling?
They're kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
Yeah, I think we have
Do
everything.
you think this was
I don't know.
windows either?
I think we have everything. Sure, we can go back here and check.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Okay, so far we have Poppy, who's the goth chick, who looks like she may be having a thing going on with Fitz, and they're not connected except through marriage with the Remingtons. No direct relation between the two. Fifi, not listed. Felicia? Maybe? No, because that's Freya's mother. Fiona. Fiona. So Flora and Felix. Right, yes. So Fiona is Fifi. Yes. So also no relation except through... No, direct cousins this way. Because Flora and Primrose are siblings. So these two related. Fitz, Poppy, not related. Okay. Fair enough. Alright. She's cousins with both of them. Fiona's cousins with both of them, yes, but Poppy and Fitz can totally get together without it being too odd. Alright, let's go up the tower. Okay, Fitz's room. Not a damn thing in it. Okay, he leaves it all out there in the greenhouse.
Oh wow,
What?
it's a big empty space. An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
No, it's a depressing room. And also the bed is right by the door. That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't want that. I want to... You know, if you got nothing in the room, put the bed all the way over here. Give you some distance.
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Look closer. Slide the lock open, then move the tiles into the correct slots. What are the correct slots? Oh, we just have to cover the moons? Correct?
Nothing. Still locked.
The tiles have all got that same sun symbol on them.
Those moon symbols in the slots. Are they connected?
Maybe they're connected, but also not connected.
Uh-huh.
budging.
Okay.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
Ah, didn't work.
You know, I think this might be one of a pair.
What? The whole thing?
Yeah. Something about those symbols. The duality of the sun and moon, you know?
If you say so.
There's gonna be an identical lock in Poppy's room. Alright.
Let's come back once we know what to do.
Okay.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz, from PP."
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked. It's a combination lock. Sort of.
Rearrange the pieces of paper to find the combination for the book's padlock. So that is definitely a symbol we need. So that one is this one. And they all are different symbols? Oh wait, no, is that... Oh damn it, which one is that? Is that... No, there's points. There's points. So it's this one. Sad plant. Sad, sad plant. Indeed. Okay, so we figured that one out. And now we need... Is that... Okay. No. And then... Okay, down symbol. So we have down symbol as another one. And we need to figure out what it could be out of... out of these two. Okay. So we have this edge. This edge. This. So we have that symbol. And you can do it the other way you had it too. Okay. And I think I can probably just brute force guess out of these other three.
Nothing.
Maybe if you move the paper around, you'll find it.
I did it. What do I win?
Ha!
Not bad. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
A metal gardening jar with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved on it and letters either side of the heart, PP and FF. Yes, their thing, their thing. You called it good job, Trident, good job. Okay, yes, they definitely love each other. We could probably go confront him with it now, though. But we'll see what's in here first. Workshop. Very sad man. You sleep in a hammock of all things?
A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely a choice either way.
That's a massive conch shell.
Truly is massive.
Do you think this little crab living inside?
Doubt it.
I hope so. It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
Really?
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon?
If we get really stuck,
Ah.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
how do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh no. B1, B6. Okay. We have a serpent. And the serpent could be F or H. So F1 or F2. F2. North.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
Oh no, we're trying to figure out what this spot is exactly. Oh, it's I3 North. I3 North. Hang on.
Still locked.
No?
I think there's a connection between the painting and the treasure map. Like they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
H2J? No, J wouldn't be an option. It's just northeast, west, south. It's gotta be this. And, right? It's gotta be this. Tree in the center. Right? I4? Oh, because you're standing on it.
That was incorrect.
The padlock has 3 different ints. Just a grid reference for the map.
You're standing on it. East?
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3. Just a grid reference for the map.
West.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
South.
Was
The
incorrect.
padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock just a grid reference for the map.
The serpent is west, the tree is north, the rock is... the X is south.
That was incorrect.
Right?
The padlock has 3 different inputs. Just a grid reference for the map.
Because you're standing on this. Because there's nowhere else.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
That was
The padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
That was
The padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
That was
The padlock has just a grid reference for the map.
It's clearly this! I don't know. This is clearly what it is. It is 3, and I just can't figure out. Maybe it's I5.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock is just a grid reference.
That was
The padlock just a grid reference.
That was
The padlock just a grid reference.
That was
The padlock just a grid reference.
That
The
was
padlock just a grid reference.
All right, I'm mad at it.
Come back later.
I'll have to figure that one out. I have no idea what's going on with that.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
And they're matching paints from Freya. A wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand-painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yellow, black, blue, and white paints were found nearby. But they are the same types of paints that Freya was using. 2-hour mark! Woo! I think maybe we'll get through this encounter, do all his reading, and then we'll call it a night. Because we'll have explored half of the map. I think that's fair, right? And then do the other half on Tuesday? And maybe wrap it up? We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
An old wooden mask.
Probably cursed.
It's a barometer.
Sounds
That
good to
is
you?
broken.
I'm glad.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Huh.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Odd thing to move into a room. You found the solution to the map. What is it, Trident? Give it to me.
Nice. A real treasure.
How do you know?
Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly.
What's going on? What have you found? I am ready for it. I would like it, Trident. I would. I would very much like it. I would very much appreciate it. H6W. H6 West? Why is it H6? Stand on the X on H6 and look west. You get the same view. Oh. So depth perception did matter. Because the tree is very far away. And this one is before that one. Closer in view, further in view, very far away. Closer in view, a little bit further away, very far away. And there were 2 check marks as birds. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. I was misunderstanding completely. Thank you, Trident. I appreciate you.
There we go.
Perfect. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Oh. A model resembling a child with green hair. A model resembling a woman with grey hair. A model resembling a red and white bird. A model resembling a broad-shouldered man. The wooden models have been hand-painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. A pot of red paint and a brush is laying nearby. The brush has some dried red paint on it. Death to stupid map. Oh, thank you, Trident. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. Okay, so we have the ink drip bird that we found in the library. Freya, who's our murder victim. Oh no, Freya, who was the portrait. No, Flora. Freya, Flora. There's too many F's. Too many F's. Flora, who's in the portrait. Freya, who's the girl. And a model resembling a broad-shouldered man. Has a slightly purple motif is maybe Fitz? That looks the least like Fitz. But I think it might be. And he wants to do all the fellows because he's a fellow.
The floor is covered in wood shavings.
He's trying to bond with Freya over painting, maybe?
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries and exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
I love his theme music. Very hobbity. Also, he seems way too excited about all this business for some death. You know? He experienced a death in the family. He seems to be somewhat of a family man by the fact that he did a carving of her. And he's just like, ooh, detectives, ooh. Very sailory, I agree, very sailory. But he seems to want to be a sailor, if not having been a sailor previously.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Aww. Aww. That's cute. That's so cute. Okay, so he's the father of Fifi then.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help. But I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. Well, I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
Okay.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Okay. Okay, so we've uncovered the whole tower. Okay, let's go back here.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Just so we can be aware of things. So, Freya, dead. In Flora's tower. Flora and Felix, an item, have been for quite some time. Fifi, their daughter, crying her eyes out at the time. Neither one of them suspect Flora. Fitz, Poppy, a thing. So then, in the tower we have Flora, because the Remingtons don't have, I guess, a stake in these two towers. So we have Flora at the top, we have Felix, then we have Fitz, and then we have Fiona, and we have Freya. So, at the very least, Emily, Flint, Damien, Felicia, and Selena potentially not in the game, potentially not relevant, we might find later. And it sounds like from the sound of things, we're going to find out more about Poppy and Penelope, and we don't know who the professor is. Potentially Percival? Probably Percival. And then these other ones are unaccounted for, not mattering. Okay. So that's where we're at. And I think that's a good place to leave off at. So let's... Okay, and there's all our evidence. Let's quit to title screen. If we go in here... Yes. Okay. Cool. Cool. Quit the game. Yes, quit. Alright. Have myself a little bit of water. And we're at 2:15, a good 2 hours, which I'm quite happy with. So far, really like it. Doesn't seem like this is going to be a very long game to play. I think it'll only last about a week. Depending on just how much we like it, I think The Mermaid's Tongue is out now, which is the sequel game to this. Might buy that. Are you loving it? I'm glad you're loving it, Trident. I'm really loving it too. Looking forward to how this pans out. As am I. But it sounds like from the looks of things, the fellows were not overly involved in it. Unless, of course, they are, and they're all covering for each other. We'll see. I still think Freya may not be dead, because people really aren't caring about the fact that she's dead. You know? But yeah, we will see. We will see. I think this might be a 2-parter, could potentially be a 3-parter. If it is, go ahead and leave me a comment below of what you'd like to see me play next. And if you do want me to buy the sequel, I might buy the sequel regardless, but I also might wait a bit, maybe in November, for a sale or something. If it's out yet. I don't actually know if it's out yet. I have to look that up as well. But for now, I'll go ahead and leave you to enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, because I very much enjoyed hanging out with you. And I hope you all have a very pleasant evening. Good night.